Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. He is I is him, and I am T5, your host of the Crescent City Connection, the fastest rising Louisiana sports show on the interweb, powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And on today's show, we'll be talking Saints off season. We got a couple of additions. Where do we go from here? Also be talking, we'll spin the cut and go talk a little college, particularly LSU. They're making a lot of moves, but we're going to talk about it. And of course, we'll be talking about the weekend hell. What's with Willie Green and playing rookies? Well, playing young players at that. We're going to talk about all that and a little bit more here. High noon, you know what it is. The Crescent City Connection. We're in full swing, baby. We is most definitely back. Fastest rising Louisiana sports show. IE Sports Radio. Your direct feed. All that is sports. Yes, sir.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single-A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all-brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
And welcome back, sports fans. I'm T5's cousin Cyrus McDougal, here on the Crescent City Connection, your direct feed for all that is sports on IE Sports Radio. The best sports show in all the 7 kingdoms. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Shout out to our lovely, illustrious sponsors, Planet Jerky Premium Beef Jerky. The jerky is on a whole nother level. Trust me, I know. And of course, our newest sponsor, Vital Apparel. They're heavy into men's health, mental health, and fitness health. Give them a shot, give them a look-see. Check out their apparel, their fitness wear, and of course, Seal the Deal Wax Seals, Miss Cecilia B, when you're trying to be bougie on a budget. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, I'd be remiss if I did not mention, you could follow me on the Twitter X until it all collapses at my personal page, Who is T Fizzle, at Twitter X, whatever. And of course, the show page, Crescent City _IE, where you can follow me, see all this trash I'm talking, catch all the Louisiana sports news I'm sharing, and my thoughts until I get to the show and I reiterate those thoughts. But you can also follow myself and all the other illustrious shows we have here on IE Sports Radio, on iesportsradio.com, where we have the show times, bios, We even have a shop where we sell merch. We sell merch, t-shirts, hoodies, the wristbands, the hats, which I'm still working on getting. Got to get me a new hat. Protect the brand at iesportsradio.com. And ladies and gentlemen, you can find this show and all the other shows on the same place, same platforms. You can find all the big wigs and stuff. Find us on Spotify, Spreaker, Apple, iHeartRadio, YouTube, definitely YouTube, Facebook, and of course, the Twitter X. Just look for IE Sports Radio. And of course, Crescent City Connection or Crescent City _IE. And you'll find the show and many other shows like this one. But with all that out the way, let's get into some Saints talk. Saints off season does not stop, ladies and gentlemen. Just because you haven't heard any of the big rumblings and all kind of weird stuff, the Saints are continuing to make some moves. More recently, they're little moves, but they're still not. Well, one is a little move, another one is a pretty big move. The Saints bolstered their depth in the secondary by returning fan favorite Ugo Amadi to a one-year deal. Ugo Amadi is a very, pivotal depth piece. We remember when the Saints secondary was at its best, when they had Lattimore, Adebo, Alontae Taylor was going into like maybe the second year. We had some backup with Isaac Yiadom, Ugo Amadi. Guess what? Isaac Yiadom's back. Ugo Amadi's back. We lost Lattimore to trade last year. And, of course, Adebo going on to New York, to the football Giants. So we're going to need some of that depth again. I still think the Saints are going to go after a corner either in the draft, but I think they're still going to go after one in free agency because the news was already out that they went after 49ers corner Travaris Ward, but were undercut at the last minute by the Colts. So that shows you they were going after Adebo's replacement next to Kool-Aid McKinstry. And there are like some very pivotal corners out there. I'm still big on Asante Samuel Jr. He has history with Brandon Staley and his defense. So that's one out. He's still out there. He's been linked to the Cardinals and a couple other teams, and he hasn't made a move yet, or there hasn't been an offer or anything. I don't know. There hasn't been any noise, anything. So he's still out there. And, of course, former Philadelphia Eagle Rasul Douglas is still out there. He's all right, but I'm not too big on him, but he's all right. He'd be all right to put next to Kool-Aid, though. And, of course, there's the draft. We have pick number 9. I would hate to use it on a corner, but we could get the best corner, so that would kind of be, that would kind of be good. That would be great. And we have him, Kool-Aid, bam, lock down that secondary. But I would kind of want to use that number 9 pick on something else, And hopefully we won't have to use it on a corner if we can get one in free agency. So we'll see there. The second move we made was guard. Now, as you know, tackles are, they're kind of set with Talisa Fuaga, rookie from last year, solidifying that one side. And, of course, Trevor Penning having a better year, very much improved second year. I mean, not second year, but improvement year last year in the Kubiak D offense. He looked way better than he did before when we were thinking about, like, putting them at guard and stuff. So that seems to be set. We'll see if he could take the next step and have 2 good years back to back. And, of course, we got Cesar Ruiz at one guard. We got Eric McCoy at center, and then we have the question mark at the other guard with Lucas Patrick going over to, I believe it's Seattle. I forgot where he went, but I know he's gone. And so we don't know what Nick Saldiveri's health is, if he's healthy, because he 1 minute he'll be healthy and the next minute he won't be. And of course, we brought in Will Clapp and Landon Young as depth pieces, but we need a starter. So to avoid having to go get one in the draft, we went a hunting for us a guard, and boy did we get one. The Saints have signed Titans guard Dylan Radins to a 1-year deal. Radins is 6'6", 301 pounds, 4-year veteran, drafted in the second round by the Titans in the 2021 draft. He's a versatile guard that played both guard spots and both tackle spots. Versatility. He's appeared in 54 games with 31 starts. In 2024, he opened all 15 contests he appeared in at right tackle. What a coinkydink, because we need a guard, and he's a very, from what I hear in the film I've looked at, he's a road grader. Very strong at the run blocking. What a coincidence, because we sucked at run blocking last year. So that would be a very much improved, much welcome improvement. If you put him next to Penning, I think those two could be big, nasty maulers. And if you put him next to Fuaga, same deal. It'll be good to have a veteran next to a young dude and a veteran guard next to a young dude on both sides, with the linchpin being McCoy, who's steady as they come. I like it. I really, really, really like it. And then we can get some depth pieces behind them, just in case, heaven forbid, all them injuries pop up like last year. Hopefully that was a fluke year. And the offense will be solidified to where we can block and run and do what we want. That being said, that's about it for Saints news, man. Other than that, it's quiet as kept. Except that, okay, I'll give you this one. We all know the pro days have been going on. And the Saints have been actively working those frequent flyer miles, man. They've been everywhere. They've been at Miami's pro day looking at old Cam Ward. They've been at Penn State's pro day looking at tight end Tyler Warren. They've been at, they even went to Syracuse's pro day. They brought in that they brought in the quarterback from Syracuse in for a workout. I didn't even know he was on the radar. I didn't even know he was on the menu. Who else? Like, they've been all over the place. They went to Boise State's pro day. Our running backs coach and I think an O-line coach went to Boise State's pro day to look at Genty. So, man, the Saints have been everywhere. They've been globe-trotting, using Mrs. Benson's frequent flyer miles. They've been all over the place, doing their due diligence, whether it be quarterback, running back, whatever. So I'm glad to see Kellen Moore and his team, this new coaching staff, like, man, really getting in there, doing their due diligence. You gotta excuse me in my whack vision. Enjoying the bro. You know my vision sucks. We're gonna get around that because I'm a professional. Enjoying the show. Help support us. IE Sports Radio, of course. Good afternoon, T5. Hope you're having a great show. That's got to be Mr. Terran Rodriguez. Can't be nobody but him. Thank you very much, bro. Mr. Rodriguez, host of the mini shows. Go on iesportsradio.com. He has a lot of shows on the show on the platform, and we appreciate him. We appreciate him on all the shows he comes and pops in and supports us. That being said, that is all for sports for Saints news right now. And then we're going to dip over onto Baton Rouge. We're going to talk a heck of a lot of, you're going to get tired of LSU. We're going to talk a heck of a lot of LSU. We got the spring football stuff. We got the hoops. We got the stick ball. You know the stick ball. You know how we play stick ball. You know what I'm talking about. We play stick ball out there in the yard. We got the stick ball. We got it all, homies. We'll be talking about that when we come back on the Crescent City Connection, the fastest rising Louisiana sports show, your newest home for Louisiana sports on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Yes, sir.
What's happening, sports fans? Are you a fan of Southern California sports? Are you looking for a show hotter than a hot summer day in California? Then look no further than the SoCal Supreme Sports Show, where I talk about all things Southern California sports. That's right, all sports teams from Southern California. From the hard-hitting tackles of the NFL, to the killer crossovers and big three-pointers of the NBA and WNBA, to the grand slams of the MLB, to the bone-chilling goals of the NHL, and to the booming kicks of the MLS, the SoCal Supreme Sports Show has it all for you. Oh, and let us not forget about the college sports as well. So join me, Terran Rodriguez, every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
The roar of the crowd, the drama and pageantry, the adrenaline rush and decadence of the world of professional wrestling. Join yours truly, the SoCal Saint, for the best pro wrestling podcast going today, the IE Wrestling Show, exclusively on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Join us every Wednesday from 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, every Wednesday, the IE Wrestling Show. It's just too woo!
Man, talk about creepy. No, I'm just playing. I told you, didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all that man has a bunch of shows? And that's one of them, the SoCal Supreme Show, hosted by our good friend, Citation Rodriguez. You know you like hearing about them Southern Cal sports. Everybody likes hearing about Southern Cal sports. I need to find out, hey, man, right now, condolences to USC losing Juju like that, man. At the height of the tourney, man, I feel sorry for y'all, bro. Y'all have my heart, bro, because she was out here balling. She was out here hooping, man. So I just want to pass that along. Hopefully she can recover and bounce back, and we'll see what the future holds for her. But also, the IE Wrestling Show, co-hosted by me and my homie, the SoCal Saint, Shout out to my homie Martine. Hopefully feeling better. But we talks the grapples, the wrestlings, the wrestling. We talk pro wrestling, and we have a lot of fun doing it. And it's at high noon, usually on Wednesdays. I think we're moving to Thursdays. We still got to talk about that. But yeah, those shows you can also find on iesportsradio.com if you want to know more, partner. You want to know more because you might trip around and find out, oh man, they got an Atlanta show. Oh man, they got a Cleveland show. Of course they got a Cleveland show because my producer does the Cleveland show. I shout out to Miss Jen. She does the Cleveland show. So of course, not the Cleveland show. You go on Netflix, I think, and watch Hulu and watch the Cleveland show. Her show is about Cleveland. You'll get it. Anyways, we're going to trottle on over to Baton Rouge. I finally got it. I did it. Baton Rouge, where we will be talking a heck of a lot of Tiger sports because, man, the Tigers, the offseason don't sleep. They don't sleep in Baton Rouge, man. They is still putting in work. First of all, we talked last week, spring is sprung. Spring practice is getting out there. They're doing their thing, but they're still on the recruiting trail. Most recently, they brought in Friday. As of Friday, they brought in Dylan Pruder, 6'1", 172-pound defensive back from Booker T. Washington High School out of Alabama. So they don't win in Alabama house and snatch one of their guys. Yoink! Love to see it. That would have never happened when Nick was there. Very versatile. Could play safety, corner, or the star position. Ooh, that's fun. That's fun because right now I think Harold Perkins is playing the star. Is slotted to play the star position. Man, that star position is fun. They line up everywhere. So if this cat is that versatile, I'm here for it. He's the 8th commit in 2026, the 2nd out-of-state commit. His main recruiter was Jake Olson, our safeties coach, and of course, the man, Corey Raymond, defensive backs coach. He's was a 2nd recruiter. LSU currently is the 1st class in the country, and they only have 8 commits. We're number one in the country for next year, and we only have 8 commits. Wow, because it's quality, not quantity. Then last Saturday, we went out and got Jabari Mack, 6 foot, 200-pound wide receiver from, wait for it, Destrehan. Sky's blue, water's wet, and we get another player from Destrehan. Love to see it. Shout out to my homies from Destrehan. Number 11 wide receiver in the country. Number 5 player in the state. Elite athleticism. He had offers from OSU, I believe Florida, and a bunch of SEC schools. Yeah, he had a bunch of offers from all over the country, and he's committed to the Tigers. Yes, sir. Rattle off some other names. Tristan Keys, number 1 wide receiver in the country. Kenny Darby, top 100 wide receiver from Bossier. And Ja'Kai Anderson. Dude, the wide receiver core is looking pretty good right now. So we'll be losing some dudes, but we'll be gaining some dudes too, man. So that's going to be very interesting to see them develop the new young dudes in the wide receiver core. Because like I said last week, There's gonna be a couple of dudes going to the draft, and they're out of eligibility. And we're gonna have a real young wide receiver core coming up. So there's going to be positions to be had. There's not gonna be short of opportunities at the wide receiver spot. Of course, this week the media spoke to offensive coordinator Joe Sloan. He spoke on the importance of the tight end room and some of the formations with Trades Green and Bauer Sharp, newly transferred Bauer Sharp, coming in. These two are going to be like Riggs and Murtaugh. Gotta do it. These two are definitely Riggs and Murtaugh in the tight end room, man. Tango and Cash, Starsky and Hutch, whatever you want to say. These twos are gelling together. They're eating together, hanging together. These two, you're gonna have one blocking. Trades is continuing to work on his blocking to catch up to his pass catching. And Bauer Sharp is already good at pass catching, and his blocking is already there too. So it's kind of synergy. They're learning from each other, but they're also working together. Teamwork makes the dream work, and I love it. And they're going to do all kinds of different wild, funky formations like they've been doing in practice, where you'll have Trades go out, Bauer Sharp block. Sharp block, Trades block. Both of them go out. Mismatched city is going to be very interesting to watch, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, the tight ends are going to be a big piece of what they're going to do. The more Green develops with his size, his superhuman size and strength, he's going to be a matchup nightmare. Duh, T5. Duh. I know you're saying that at home. No, duh. The dude's 6'7", catching the ball out. He's like Jimmy Graham on acid. He's chocolate Jimmy Graham. And of course, Bauer Sharp is the veteran, going to help him develop while taking up the Mason Taylor position and hopefully having a monster year en route to his entry into the draft. So all for it. Now we're going to go from the yard of Tiger Stadium, Death Valley, over to the box, as they affectionately call it. We're going to talk a little stick ball over here. You know the stick ball, glorious kids, they out there in the streets playing the stick ball. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk a little stick ball. Coach Jay Johnson got them boys 24-3, 5-2 in SEC baseball play. Now, they most recently played Texas last weekend. It didn't go the way they wanted to. Texas they went on the road to Texas, and Texas was like, we're not having the disrespect, sir. We know who you are. We're not about to fall for that trick. Game 1, the Tigers took game 1 versus Texas. But they dropped game 2, 11-7 after 4 lead changes. And then the Tigers lost 6-2 on Sunday to drop the Tigers' first series of the season. Ugh, that's disgusting, lad. But the Tigers were able to bounce back. They welcomed the Mississippi State Bulldogs. They welcomed them with open arms. Now, Mississippi State's no slouch now, but the Tigers did bounce back, take game 1 Thursday over Mississippi State 8-6. After the Bulldogs blew a 6-2 lead 6-2. Lead in the fifth. The Tigers, once again, take game 2, 2-1. I told you, it's not a scene, it's an arms race. Shout out Fallout Boy. The pitches was a pitching. And the game was originally scheduled for 6:30 p.m. and was delayed because of the weather, which might be the case today. We're going to take a look for that. The first pitch was at 9:05 p.m. Game 3 at the box may be delayed as well. So check your local listings or follow me on Twitter. And we'll be sure to get that out to you, let you know where you can see the game, where you can follow the game, where you can listen to the game, or just go on Google like the rest of us do. Now over to the ladies, the Lady Tigers, with Coach Beth Torina. Excuse me. The Lady Tigers are currently 31-2, 7-1 in SEC play. They are number 3 in the country. And they defeated the number 13 Georgia 5-3 in game 1 and 10-2 in 6 innings in game 2. But the Tigers lost game 3 Sunday 11-3 in 6 innings. They took the first 2 games, lost the last one. No sweat. The ladies will bounce back. Now, enough about the stickball. Enough about the stickball over here. We're going to talk some hoops. Now, do you want the bad news or you want the good stuff first? Let's pull the Band-Aid off and just talk about the bad stuff first. Okay. Men's hoops. Power forward Jalen Reed will return for his senior season. Bad news. Freshman guard Victorious Miller will be entering the transfer portal. Lose one, gain one, retain one, lose one. So, man, LSU's men, y'all gotta get on. Y'all gotta go get on it because they said they were gonna start using more resources, NIL stuffs, and getting more to catch up. Because you look at what they're doing in the tournament. It's dang near 90% SEC in the tournament right now, except us in South Carolina. So, I mean, man, that's crazy. The women's is out here hooping. We're about to get into them in a minute because they is out here hooping. So if they would allocate enough funds for the men, we'd be out here hooping too. Because a lot of these games against the SEC opponents, we were in those games and then we drop it at the end because, you know, we don't have the same horses as them. But that could be fixed. I hope they fix it. I hope they work on it. Let's go. Over to the positive news now. Sky's blue, water's wet, and Kim Mulkey and them Lady Tigers is hooping out here, balling. Great poupon. Lady Tigers started off the tourney defeating
San Diego State 48-103 in the first round. Followed that up by defeating FSU handily. Now, it was kind of close at one point, but then the Ladies Tigers said, man, let's stop playing with these girls. Beast mode! I woke up in beast mode. 107-71. Then they followed that up by defeating NC State last night, 80-73, to get to the Elite Eight. Now, this game was fire, man, because it was real close at one point, and then they just like, man, we're gonna start doing some stuff, man. We gotta break this thing open. It's getting too close, man. We gotta get some separation going, huh? And the ladies was out here hooping. And you usually think it's gonna be Floje, Michaela, and Anissa. Nope. We had a new name into the chat. Samaya Smith, 11 rebounds, 21 points, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and a partridge in a pear tree. She started off hot in the first half. And of course, Anissa Morrow was doing Anissa Morrow stuffs. 30-18, 3 steals, 2 blocks, another double-double, leading the country in double-doubles, I might add. Now, Our Lady Tigers will attempt to get to their second Final Four in 3 years against either UCLA or Ole Miss on Sunday, and I just found out it's UCLA. We got ourselves a Donnybrook, a Pier Sixer, a slobber knocker over here. Sunday. I'm all for it. It's going to be it's going to be a Donnybrook, man. I'm here for it. Sunday. They're going to be scrapping Sunday. And man, that seems like that's pretty much it for I think I covered everything. I covered the foosball, who Bobby Boucher's mother still thinks is the devil. With all due respects, Miss Boucher, foosball is not the devil. And of course, we talk the stick ball. The bats is clinging. The men's and the fellas and the ladies are out here swinging the stick ball out here in the street. You watch out for that street light out there. And of course, we talk the hoops, ballin'. Fellas, you got to catch up to these ladies. You got to catch up to these ladies is out here hooping. They out here breaking ankles. They out here doing the most. They trying to get to this. They trying to get to another Final Four. You get past UCLA, man. I don't think, with all due respect to South Carolina, South Kakalaki and all them, if they can get past UCLA, I don't think nobody's stopping these ladies, because they out here like the pool boy. They out here like the Sith warriors. They taking folks out. So shout out to Coach Mulkey and the Lady Tigers representing, stepping in everything. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it for college. But when we return, we're going to talk a little Pels talk. There's some bright spots in an otherwise dismal year. Yeah, I'm that dude. I can find a bright spot. I'm going to find one. And we have some. But we also have to address a problem that we've been addressing for a couple of weeks now since I've been back. One William Howard Green. Could you please step to the front of the classroom, please? We have to talk. When we return on the Crescent City Connection, on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Yes, sir.
Are you a Tar Heel, Blue Devil, Demon Deacon, or maybe even a Gamecock? Do you cheer for the Panthers, the Canes, the Crown? And check out the Carolina Sports Update every week with me, Neil Curtis, to get the latest and greatest on all the sports action in the Carolinas. We'll be talking pro sports, ACC and SEC football, basketball, baseball, and everything in between. We'll even talk a little Formula One racing now and again. So, for the best hour on Carolina sports coverage, catch me each week on Carolina Sports Update with Neil Curtis, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Davidson.
It's your boy, Dentarius Locke.
And we are the hosts of Fast Break here on IE Sports Radio, where we discuss everything in the world of basketball from prep to the pros.
You guys should definitely check us out, man. Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We got all the basketball information you guys need, so we look forward to you guys listening in.
And please do, because we are the best basketball show on this side of the Mississippi. And please do check us out on Twitter at FastBreakISR. D-Lock, where's our time again?
8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. That gives you guys plenty of time on a Sunday.
Tune in.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Shout out to Captain Curtis. We have a Carolina show, ladies and gentlemen. My heart is so filled. That way I can go back to talking trash with Carolina fans again. I love it. Love to see it. Because I'm definitely going to be the ops. Because I want to see where your other direction is, where the Panthers' direction is. Love to see it. Love to see it. And of course, Fast Break, D&D Basketball Factory. They out here hooping. Brother D was out here running solo last Sunday. I got a chance to pop into the show. Very entertaining, very informative. Check those brothers out on the Sunday. And of course, in the chat, this is Rodriguez. You know he's SoCal. Was mentioning that UCLA not the only ops in the way of the Tigers, but of course, UConn. Good old Gino. Bro, this dude cries more than any other coach in the NCAA. I'm not kidding you. I thought UConn lost the way he was complaining. I'm like, what's this dude's problem? Jeez, is it Gino or is it Gina? Chill out, bro. You won. But I think he's playing the game within the game. By that, I mean he's complaining now. That way the referees will be looking between the lines and stuff in their matchup against Oklahoma. So I see what you're doing there, Gino. I see what you're doing there, Gino. I see you. Hey. You used to do the same thing back on the block, Gino. We know about you. Hey. We know what you're doing out there, Gino. Shout out to Larry B. Boss man said, "Damn, Gina." Damn, Gina. Dang. Gina. Man, bro. Like, yeah, he's doing a hell of a lot of crying to say they winning. Oh, I see if you would have got eliminated. But anyway, I'll save that for the UConn show. If we have a UConn show. If not, then everybody's just going to collectively diss UConn. How about we do that? That'll make up for not having a Connecticut show. We're all just going to collectively diss UConn on our shows. That works. 30-something shows, all disrespecting UConn. Then you'll have something to complain about, Gino. But that being said, let's go back to the hoops. Because that was a nice segue. Fast break, hoops, pass. They need to get, for one, I wish they could copyright. I got a basketball Jones. I got a basketball Jones. I got a basketball Jones, oh baby. Ooh. That would have been fire for that show, man. But anyway, they do a great show anyway with or without that one. Maybe we might have to remix that or something, man. Get a local boys choir to do that or something and change the beat up. That way we escape that copyright. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk amongst ourselves. We'll pitter-patter. We'll talk about it. Anyway, Pels talk. Oh, you're not going to get away this time, mister. We're going to talk. Well, first of all, we're going to give up some of the scores. We're going to go in order, all right? And then we're going to get to the root of the problem. All right. First and foremost, Monday, Pels played the 76ers and actually won. Well, of course, they didn't have Paul George and Stickman Embiid. But heck, we were missing most of our team anyway, so I don't want to hear that. Beat them 99-112. Carlo Makovich entering the chat with 19, 8, and 3 assists. And rookie Antonio Reeves. Remember we talked about him? The folks that follow the show, we talked about him. We traded up in the draft to get him in the second round. Kentucky Wildcat, Antonio Reeves, 17-2. Love to see it. We asked Willie to start using the young cats. And of course, they don't have no choice but to use them now with all these injuries, but that's besides the point. We'll get to that in a second. Of course, we played Golden State. Now, Friday, like I said, we played Golden State. I showed up late to the game. And I was following the box score because I was watching, of course, I was watching SmackDown Wrestling. For some reason, the game was like pretty close, like 33-36 at one point. And I was like, wow, the game's still pretty close. I wonder if they're resting Steph Curry. Come to find out, no, Steph Curry and Golden State's whole starting lineup was playing. Full context. The Pelicans were without C.J. McCullough, Zion Williamson, Brandon Boston, Trey Murphy with injury. Of course, you know about the collarbone injury. And, of course, Herb Jones out for the season. And we all know Murray is out for the season. So, basically, all of our starting lineup, minus rookie center Yves Missi, was out. Yves Missi is a rookie. He was the only starter in the game. Everybody else was backups. Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, Jose Alvarado, all backups. Jordan Hawkins, all backups. And they were hanging with Golden State and Steph Curry and Yimmy, playoff Yimmy Butler. And of course, Draymond, behave yourself, Draymond. Yes, mama. Playing with them. Wow. They really hyping up Golden State to go to make a playoff run when they could barely get past the Pelicans? Oh, that's disgusting. You gotta be kidding me. Well, of course, Golden State did eventually win, like around maybe like late in the third quarter. They broke it open to 10 points, and the Pelicans wasn't coming back from that. They eventually won 111-95. Bruce Brown had 14 and 2. Yves Missi had 12 points, 9 rebounds, and a block. Hell, Antonio Reeves had he had a pretty solid night. And of course, the linchpin, Elfrid freaking Westbank Payton. Which brings us to the main topic of this right here. William Howard Aloysius Green, could you please come to the front of the classroom, please? Ladies and gentlemen, what problem does Willie Green have with playing young players? He had it with Trey Murphy when he was a rookie. He eventually had to get into the lineup. He had it with Hawk last year, Jordan Hawkins. Jordan Hawkins went off on Dallas and Kyrie Irving in them in that one game for 35 points. And then you couldn't find Jordan Hawkins in a lineup, in a missing persons lineup. You gotta be kidding me. Now, same thing here. We trade up in the draft to get Antonio Reeves from Kentucky. He's a shooter. He's a scorer. We need that. Where is he at? On the bench, the bottom of the bench. Like he ran over Willie Green's dog or something. Like he took Willie Green's daughter out for a steak dinner and made her pay. And of course, Carlo Matkovic, who we've had stashed overseas for the longest, finally decided to bring him over. Where is he at? On the bench, not doing anything. Like, dude, we traded Daniel Tice. Yves Missi is starting. We kind of need another big to be playing right now. Now, all of a sudden, Carlo's getting playing time. What is he doing? He's out here hooping. No way! You gotta be kidding me. You telling me if you play the young dudes, they get used to playing over here and they actually get good? No way. Oh, bro. I used to be like pro Willie Green. Now I see why everybody's complaining. The dude has not gotten any better at coaching and making these rotations, and he's being forced to do it because the players are out. We have so many injuries. So he's forced to play the young dudes. I don't wish anybody no negatives or nothing and everything. Willie Green's a real good dude, but dude, bruh, you're just not good for us. It's time for you to go, my friend. And take David Griffin with you. That being said, that ends our time here at the Crescent City Connection. Another week in the books, ladies and gentlemen. We're being consistent. I hope you enjoyed your time here this afternoon. I know if you're in the New Orleans or Lafayette area, it's raining. It looks really cruddy outside. So I hope you're indoors, enjoying your time with me. We're keeping each other company. Ladies and gentlemen, next week we'll be talking more Louisiana sports. Why would I talk about anybody else? I'm like them nerds. We barely get enough airtime ourselves. We'll be talking Saints if they make any moves. Hopefully. We'll be talking more Tiger Ball. Hopefully, Final Four championship talk, maybe, for the ladies. And of course, we'll be talking more stickball. And of course, hopefully, the Pels don't go and do nothing ridiculous that makes them more. Hopefully, they fired her. Like, yeah, the Grizzlies just fired their coach. Hope he does get fired. I don't even care. I don't even care if I seem like that dude. But anyway, follow me on X. Who is T Fizzle? And also Crescent City _IE on Twitter X. And you can also follow me on the Blue Sky at U, the letter U, the letter T, the number 5. UT5 at Blue Sky Blotty Block. And of course, IESportsRadio.com. And of course, check us out on all our platforms. Yada, 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 yada. Mostly YouTube. Help the show grow. Leave a comment below. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your day. Stay blessed. God bless you all. Love you. I'm out.